Now let's see the first category of scale, arbitrary scale. This scale developed on ad hoc basis. Ad hoc means created for a particular purpose. Researcher collect number of statements which he believes it are unambiguous appropriate to a given topic. Without referring any material, researcher feels it is appropriate his studies, he can develop his own scale. It is called arbitrary scale. It is easy and low expense. Sometimes the reliability of technique is based on respondent's subjective logic. The second scale is consensus scale. Consensus means agree. Here, the panel of judges evaluate the scale. Whether it comes under the topic, whether it is meaningful, the level of attitude, everything will be checked by the panel of judges. It perhaps 20 or more judges. It is developed by L.L. Thurston. So, it is otherwise called Thurston scale or equal appearing interval. It has 11 position or 9 or 7 points or piles. It can be used. From excellent to bad, we can have 11 piles or 11 points. It can be used for sociological space studies, not in marketing research. Here, one demerits in this scale, rating influenced by judges' attitude. I hope you understand arbitrary scale and consensus. Arbitrary scale, researcher himself feel that it is appropriate his studies. Consensus scale, it is a consensus of panel of judges, whether it comes under the topic or not. It is influenced by judges' attitude. Now we'll move on to next slide. It is about item analysis scale and factor scale. Item analysis scale, it is popularly used by researcher in marketing research. It is developed by Rensis Likert, psychologist Rensis Likert. That is why it is called as a Likert scale. It is essentially take the form of multiple category questions. Strongly disagree, agree, neutral, agree, strongly disagree. We can have 5 points like this, or vice versa, positive and negative must be equal along with neutral point. Highly satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, highly dissatisfied. Like that we can have the scale. It is 5 point, sometimes 3 and 7 also comes under item analysis or Likert scale, easy to construct. The demerits is constructing the scale, care needs to be taken. The next scale called factor scale. It is a multi-dimensional scale. It uncovers underlying dimension which have not been identified. It is otherwise called Osgood semantic differential scale. It is 7-point scale. It is developed by Osgood and his colleagues in 1951. But it has bipolar phrases. Bi means 2. So bipolar phrases, by selecting a position, good, bad, fast, slow, strong, big, like that 2 position will be taken. Respondent is asked to express his feelings to an object by selecting a position. Might be good or bad. In between it must have 5 points. 7-point scale, 7th point is good and the first point is bad. Like that 2 bipolar phrases will be taken care. It is otherwise called multidimensional or Osgood semantic differential scale. The last scale is called cumulative scale. Cumulative scale, it consists of 2 parts, Boharda's social distance scale and Goodman's scale. Boharda's social distance scale, it is developed by Emory S. Bohardas. It measures people willingness to participate in social contact and the degree of closeness with members. Say for example, you can ask employees how they are close with their boss. We can use the respondents. The close relative comes number 1, closeness. Number 2, the family friends. Number 2, the neighbors may be in 3rd. Co-workers might be 4. Citizens in my country 5. The first category, your parents or your co-birth, it's the first one. Degree of closeness with members of diverse social groups are measured by Bohada's social distance scale. It is highly used in HR, human resource studies. The second scale is called Goodman scale or scaleogram. It is unidimensional. It is criticized that Thurston and Likert scale are not very popular in measuring attitude in unidimension. Goodman scale are of cumulative type. Here I'll give an example of problem in children are watching indecent program. There are many options. Government should ban this program. Not allowed to air on the TV. Children should not be allowed to watch indecent program. You can have many varieties. All are similar. All are unidimensional. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is degree of acceptance, agreement. One is not strongly agree. Number 5 is I'm strongly agree. So respondent can put a tick mark in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 place based on their agreement. Here this scale is useful for one group, not for another group. It may be good for one time, not for another time. There are few questions for discussion. Number 1, which scale is suitable for studying brand image? How to identify scaling technique? Which rating scale help HR professionals? Before end my session, a small recap of entire session. Arbitrary scale. These all comes under technique of scale construction. Arbitrary scale, it is purely ad hoc basis. Researcher himself believed that it is best for my study. I am developing a scale. It is arbitrary scale. Second one is consensus scale. It is otherwise called Thurston scale. It can have 11, 9, 7 points. Item analysis scale. It is otherwise called Likert scale. 3, 5, 7 points. It is mostly used in marketing research. Cumulative scale, 2 types, Bohada's and Goodman. Bohada's scale, it is applicable in HR projects. It's measuring degree of closeness with the society. Goodman scale, it is purely unidimensional. And last one is factor scale. It is Voskut semantic differential scale. It has 7 points. It focused on bipolar phrases. If you have any clarification, you can comment me in YouTube. It will be continued in part 3. Thank you for watching.